All right, we are streaming live. Thank you for joining. I've only had a couple of drinks, but the way that I make the drinks, it only takes a couple of drinks to make the drinks the drinks. That didn't make any sense. But the point I'm getting is that I'm a little drunk, but I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of games of chess. Now, I did, full disclosure, I played earlier, and it didn't go great. I think I had one game I lost, and then the other game, actually no, I lost the second game as well. I ended up the second game I actually ended up just withdrawing from the game, and what's the word? Seceding? No, not seceding. What's the? Why can I not think of the word? It's because I'm going. I'm convinced I have early onset dementia because there's just like words like this I can't forget. When you concede the game, when you quit the game. No, there's another word. I can't remember the word right now. I'll remember it in a second when I have the option on the menu to actually do it. It's right there. It's the flag. What's the word? No, not abort. There's another word. No, I don't want to abort the game. Okay. All right. So here we go. We have started a game. I am white. And as we know, or as I know at least, like white usually does not end up well for me. Usually I'm a fairly good black player. But you got to work with what you got. I should have pushed up to really harass his knight now that I think about that. But you live, you learn. That's kind of where we're at in life. So now I can't push up because he'll just take, but I'll push up with my knight. Maybe still I'll push up. I push up, he takes, he's trying to pin my queen. That's fine. I was going to move this bishop anyway. I would have preferred to move my bishop here to c4, but nah. All right. So again, sticking with my strategy of just like trying to castle as early as possible. He's making a beeline. What is he making a beeline for? I'm going to go ahead and take the center, I think. I can take the center on d4. I could push up. He takes, I take, threatening his bishop. He takes my bishop. I take his bishop. At that point, I have won a pawn, but my queen is kind of developed. Let's run through that again. I push up, he takes, I take, threatening with the bishop. His bishop comes down, I take his bishop. My knight is here, protected by my queen at that point. He pushes, well, he's got this bishop threatening my knight at that point. Let's see what happens. Push up, he's going to take. I'm fairly certain he's going to take with the pawn. And there he goes. I'll take with my knight. He, I think, responds by taking the bishop. I'm not sure. And that's exactly what he did. So I take, and now I feel like I'm in a better position. Even though, yeah. Johnny Gator's in the chat room. Bird is the word. Tip your king over. I am a fairly good black player. I am. I actually. So Johnny Gators might not be aware because you don't watch my channel, unlike me, because I religiously watch your channel, Johnny Gators. But I did an analysis of all of my games from chess.com for using some engine, and it turned out that I won the majority of the majority of the games I won was me as a black player. So, I mean, take it for what it is. I'm going to go ahead and push up and reinforce. Whoa, wait a minute. I don't want to do that because if I do move that, I'm just going to push here. I can't move to d4 because then that pawn would be undefended. So I'll move to d3. Maybe, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I do want to get this bishop out and about. Go ahead and connect my rooks. I'm not sure what he's thinking. He might be thinking, I don't know. He should probably get this knight developed. his B8 knight. No, instead he does that. That's a weird move. I mean, I guess he's doing it in order to prevent me from going here to B5. Maybe that's why he's doing it. But if I go to B5, what do I have? I don't have anything. All right, I'm going to stick with my plan. Go ahead, develop my bishop. It's just a matter of where. Where do I want to develop my bishop? Do I want to develop my bishop to F4? He can't really push down because I would just take. Yeah, let's go ahead and develop the bishop to F4. Maybe eventually move my rook over here to the D file, lined up with his queen. This just seems like a weird move to me. Him doing A7 to A6. I don't get that. I don't understand that move. It has to be related to my knight. That's the only thing I can think of. It has to be related to him trying to prevent my knight from going to C to B5. I gotta plug my laptop in. All right, so he's threatening my bishop. My gut reaction was to move my bishop here to G5, but that's a bad decision because he would just go ahead and fork me. I don't want to leave the bishop undefended. Well, the bishop's not undefended. He's defended by my queen. So if I want to maintain that, I think the solution is to move my queen back. He may take with the knight, in which case I will probably take with the F pawn. Because then the F pawn releases my rook on the F file. So let's do that. All right, so he did exactly what I thought. I'm reconsidering my move. Do I want to take with the F pawn? Is there anything he's got? I don't really see anything he has. There's no weird consideration I have to make, so I'll go ahead and take. I do have this double pawn now on the G file, but I can live with it. I've lived with worse. I mean, literally, I have lived with worse. Oh, that's a good move. Well, actually, I don't know that that's a good move. He can take. I cannot recapture. I could offer a queen trade, which is what I'm tempted to do. I think that might be the only way I can maintain equal material. I go here. He takes. I take. He takes. No, he's still going to win a piece. Yeah, leaving this knight here on E5 was dangerous. All right, so do I want to block with my queen, or do I just want to? I think I just want to move my king. In which case, this is a goner. Ah, it sucks. That sucks. Yeah, I've lost that knight. I've lost the knight. Yeah. Crap. His e-pawn is very weak. I mean, I guess that's some consolidation. I have to be careful because now his bishop and his queen are both like putting a lot of pressure on my king. I feel like he's going to attack this guy just to open me up to this. I feel like he's up a piece, so he might be willing to sacrifice a bishop to open up my king. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a lot of good moves here. I feel like one move might be queen to F3. I can kind of own this diagonal. I'm just doing it. I mean, now I'm threatening this pawn on b7. Even if he tries to move his knight, then I can capture the knight. I guess he could move his knight to d7 as well, in which case I can capture. No, I can't capture that pawn. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, what does he do? He moves. He does that. Okay. Hmm. Thinking about moving here to d. Maybe d5 is not the best move. What about if I go to e2 to? No, I don't see anything there either. I mean, God, I would like to force his rook away from the f file somehow. If I can get his rook just to move over, then I could push up with my queen, check him, and then I'm not sure what I would do after that, but I could cause some hurt. Knight to e4. That brings my knight closer to the king. Guards against the bishop taking that pawn, so I can maintain the stronghold protection of my king at least. Maybe I could also harass his queen, but if I move my knight to e2, then he just takes this pawn, and that's actually a double reinforcement. But if I move the pawn up, all right, I move the b pawn to b3. Then I don't know what he does after I do that. So if I move to b3, maybe he does something like knight here. Actually, that might be a good move for him, is to move the knight to b4. So I might want to protect with that with a2 to a3. Let's do that. So I can block that at least. He moves his bishop back. I don't know what he has planned. Maybe I push up with the pawn. Maybe he wants to move his bishop over here. No, over here maybe. Maybe I move this pawn up. So why did he do this move? The only two places he can go are g5 and h4. He's not going to go h4 because I would just capture. So the only place he could want to move that bishop is to g5. I'm not sure why he would want to move the g5. No, I'm not convinced he does. I don't want to move this pawn up. That would leave this guy unguarded. I'm thinking about moving my bishop. Or, I'm sorry, my pawn. I'm thinking about moving my h pawn to h4. No, I'm not even sure about that, honestly. Ooh. I could move this knight here to d5. No, then he takes that. He takes that. He takes that pawn. I take this pawn, threatening his rook. He moves the rook over. And then I move back here, and then he does take the pawn. So that's not good. It's not a good move. I think I'm going to claim this file. Whoa. Oh, he resigned. Okay, cool. I mean, I can deal with that. I mean, you know, I obviously was the superior player, and obviously I was the one winning the game, even though I was losing the game. But he knew that my superior intellect and genius would come back and win the game. So I'm not going to bother analyzing that one because it was such a short game and he ended up withdrawing. So, but I'll take the points. I mean, he withdrew. I'll take the points. I don't have a problem with that. All right, one more game, but this one's not going to be another 30-minute game. I'm going to play a 10-minute game. So I'm going to play since one of my viewers, who will go unnamed, recommended that I play 10-minute games. So we'll see. All right, so I am black. I am playing another Brazilian player. I mean, not that that matters, but, you know, does he really want to try and screw up my castle? I don't think he does. Let's go here. He comes down. I take. I don't know why Gators has to make this so racist, but that's just kind of how Gators is, I guess. So yeah, this is a 10-minute game. You can't, not a lot of time to think here. You just, it's more gut reaction. It's not as much gut reaction, but it is some gut reaction. I feel like that was a strange move. I would have taken with the pawn. He probably wants to come here, so I'm going to go up. I think he wanted to move his knight here to g5 in order to kind of force something to go on. Let's see what else we got. Push up. That frees the bishop, kind of. I push up. All right, he's got something planned. I've been going fast. I can think for a minute. I'm inclined to leave this pawn here. Maybe move my queen over. He takes. I take. He takes. I take. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move the queen over. That will also reinforce this knight, which is. How do I want to take? Do I want to take with the pawn or do I want to take with the queen? If I take with the queen, he's going to bring the pawn down to harass my queen. But then I can move my queen here, which actually blocks his castle. So let's do that. So he moves the pawn down. I move my queen. Oh, he did that instead. Okay, that's a interesting choice. Is there a trap somewhere I'm not seeing? I think that was probably just a bad move on his part. All right, so I'll take that pawn with my queen. Maybe he comes down. All right, he castles. Fair enough. That was a weird move. All right, we'll analyze that maybe in the after game. I feel like that's as good as position as any. Thought maybe moving my rook here to line up with his queen. That was a really weird move. Very weird move. Where does he want to go? He wants to go here is where he wants to go. Pushing up, stopping him from going to f5 or to g6. I mean, he still can. There's nothing stopping him. It's not against the rules. It's not like he would break in any rule if he did that. All right, now he's putting a lot of pressure down on this F pawn. Huh. I got to get my rook. I mean, my rooks are connected, which is good. That's always good. But I got to get them into the game. Let's see. What if I... No. We can't do that. That's an illegal move. I push up. He takes. I take. He takes. I take. He cannot take. And then I have this diagonal here. Whoops. No, I didn't mean to do that. Let's try that. He takes. Okay, that's not a bad move. Threatening my rook. Is there any way I can threaten his queen? Which I don't think so. So I need to move my rook to safety. I want to keep my rook lined up with his queen, so I'm just going to move him out of the way. I do not like the fact that my rooks are no longer aligned or connected. You generally want to keep connected rooks. Interesting move. I know what he's trying to do. Oh, man. Wow. Push this down. I may not have a response to that. I can't go here. I can go here. I think that's about the only response I have. Fuck. Check. Fuck. I lost 14 points because of that. 14 points. 14 points. This is why I hate chess. Just because it makes me feel stupid. I hate it. I hate this fucking game.